Welcome back. I am Captain Xavier, and today I'm going to be building a fun custom little blaster. At least I hope it will work. The goal is to shove a Night Finder or a Fire Strike, something similar, into this old Nintendo blaster. And I am building this for a fan of mine who has sent me all sorts of cool stuff. He's the one who sent me my cordless drill. He sent me all the Milwaukee tools, the tape measure, the wire stripper. He's also the one who hooked me up with the number 55 springs, as well as some catch springs. He has done wonderful, wonderful things for me and for my channel, and so I wanted to mod him a blaster, and I was just going to do, he did just ask for a modded Night Finder, but he wanted it painted in Nintendo blaster colors, and I decided wouldn't it be much cooler to actually try to put a Night Finder into a Nintendo blaster. So I picked this up on eBay for next to nothing. Supposedly it doesn't work, which isn't surprising given that there's mud in the leads. But I'm going to open it up and see if there's any chance that I could fit the internals from a Night Finder in here and make it fire. So let's see what happens. There appears to be a really heavy switch in here. I am curious. Huh! It's actually an Omron switch. That is amazing. That makes me happy. Okay, cool stuff. So there's the internals. I do plan to have just a little bit of the cord hanging down just for nostalgia purposes. Not the whole length, of course, just a little bit to dangle and be neat. So, there's the internals. Not a whole lot of room, and we're definitely going to lose a couple of screw posts. But let's get a Night Finder open and see if there's any hope of this. Fun fact, the Nintendo blaster and the Nerf blaster have very, very similar screws. Not quite identical, but definitely close enough to be interchangeable. So, we want to get this plunger tube in here. Starting to have my doubts about this operation. This plunger tube might just be too big. So let's look at other options. Alright, so the Night Finder didn't fit, so we're going to try a Stormfire. Running into the same problem. This thing is just too narrow. Alright, we're going to shift gears entirely. I don't think I'm going to be able to find a springer that's going to fit in here, so we're going to try air power. Now, I don't know how big the air tank in this is. Looking at it, it looks like it might be way too big. You know what? I'm going to give that one a miss. We're going to go straight to the Panther. See if we can't get this thing in here. Now that might just fit. That will definitely fit. Okay, so we're going to put a Panther in here. The only tricky bit is going to be linking those two, but that should just be a matter of hose. Yeah, I should be able to use the original trigger. It's not going to have the same full draw that it used to, but I should be able to line it up so that the trigger just pushes this little button, and that'll be it. I mean, most of the trigger mechanism will have to go, but there are worse fates. The real trick is going to be fitting this in here, because we are going to have to Dremel a lot. We're probably going to end up Dremeling clear through the side of here, and this plate is going to be what's covering up the hole. I want to have it as far forward as possible so that I don't have to lose that screw post. Definitely don't want to go all the way back. I also want it as close to the front as possible in order to reduce the amount of, well, I might have to move it all the way back to there just to get it to fit. And to get the barrel to line up. That's going to be the real issue, because this barrel, really all it had going through it was a laser, but I'm going to have, well, not laser, but, you know, it just had light going through there, and I need to have an actual barrel going through there. It'll, of course, be brassed. Alright, well I have no idea where I left off filming, but I'm pretty much to the buttoning up phase now. I'm just waiting for my glue gun to heat up so that I can tack everything in place, and then I just need to close it up. The only cosmetic detail left is to add a little bit of the cord coming out of the bottom of the pump, just so it has the cord, because I think it'll look cool. Also to give you a little bit more to grasp. I would have it coming out of the bottom of the blaster, or the zapper, where it usually came out, but then you have the problem of it getting in the way while you're trying to pump. So at the curator's suggestion, I'm going to have it come out the bottom here instead. So that will look lovely. Now, here's the thing that I discovered that I did not know is that the Panther tanks actually have a dart lock, essentially. So the gun won't fire if you don't have a dart in it, and you have to have the dart seated all the way enough to push down the inside, which I thought was going to be a problem because it meant you would have to fully seat a dart in the brass barrel for it to work. But turns out pushing the brass in all the way solved that problem. So we are good to go. There we go. Got the cord hanging down there just for nostalgia and to give you a better handle. Now we just need to deal with the buttoning up, which unfortunately I believe the only way I'm going to be able to button it up sufficiently is going to be to glue it. So hopefully there are no major failures, because it may never come back apart. It is done, and I must say I am absolutely pleased with it. The only places you can see on the shell that anything has been done to it, a couple of the screw posts had to be drilled out so much that they're you can actually see into the hole, but it doesn't really detract much in my opinion. Obviously the bottom where the pump is have the little cord sticking out, but it works beautifully. The barrel is a little off center. I should have put the two sides together when I hot glued it just to double check, but I didn't, and now it's not going anywhere. It's not bad, but you know, being a crazed perfectionist, it bothers me ever so slightly. But it's getting a good 100 FPS, which I think is fantastic from a Nintendo Zapper. This is for one of my fans, Andrew, who has sent me all of my coolest tools. My drill, he sent me a beautiful pair of 6-function wire strippers, he sent me the number 55 spring, he sent me all sorts of cool stuff, and this is my way of saying thank you. He asked for a Nerf gun painted in Nintendo colors, and I decided to take it just one step further. So I hope he is happy with it. I certainly am. If you have any suggestions, comments, concerns, ideas, complaints, go ahead and put them in the comment section below, and as always, thank you for watching.